It's KROQ, Klein Alley Show. Hungover on a Monday, as expected. Returning from Vegas, some details of things that took place there, and we'll load that bonus pod at some point if you're not already following along. Wherever you get this show in podcast form, you can find the bonus Vegas show, very unhinged. That'll be up there as well. All right, let's get to it. We got news in the world. Let's break it down. Here she is with your 880 News.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for 880 News. Ooh, bubble wrap.
Yeah, so right after our plane landed in Vegas, I did that thing where I looked at my phone to see who texted me while we were in the air, and it was no one. And then I opened my Instagram, and the entire feed was all about the death of Sam Rubin, who...
That's really something.
It really is. He was doing his regular shift on Friday morning. He went home, then...
Thursday. I don't think he went in Friday.
No. They said he had just finished his morning show shift. Is that wrong?
The report I read said that he called in sick Friday. Wasn't feeling well. Didn't go in. Did the Thursday show.
Oh, then I guess they must have updated it.
Called in sick Friday.
So then he had a sudden heart attack, and they had announced that, he died at the age of 64, 4 kids, a wife, and then, of course, over the weekend, everybody was posting photos, videos of their time with him. KTLA has been doing some tribute posts over the weekend, and today you can visit Apple Pan if you'd like to go celebrate Sam. But I did think it was kind of strange. One of the first things they posted was him shoving cupcakes into his mouth, and I was like, I don't know if this is the right thing we should be using here.
Well, I know
the guy loved cupcakes, but it just seemed strange given how he died.
Listen,
and the circumstances.
I don't live a healthy lifestyle, so I'm no one to judge. But I do know whenever
if you died that way, I guess I would still post pictures of you eating pizza.
Of course, as I would want. But like you see, every time that thing is on, they're eating something. I mean, I've never seen a show that works more food into their
what a spread
routine.
They have every morning.
Every day they're like, and today we're celebrating International Deep Fried Funnel Cake Day. So we've got the top 5 funnel cake, and they're always sitting there eating. And I go, you've been doing that for? That guy's had that job there for I don't know how many years.
Decades.
That plus the early hours, this and that.
You're really sad about it, right, Klein? You really broke up about everything.
Omar, I'm not going to say anything negative about a guy that just died as a family, but I
was he or was he not on your enemy list?
I have a long enemy list of people that I feel like I either have done me wrong personally or whatever. And Sam was not. I don't actually know if he was on my official enemy list, but I did.
You have an unofficial one too?
Yes.
Oh my God!
He was on that one.
There's another 20 names on the unofficial enemy list. Unofficial enemy list is not like written in ink. It's just kind of in my brain.
Okay.
Listen, I get it. Everyone loved him because he'd been around for a long time. And that's all I'll say. And it's very sad.
I'll just say a fact.
Anytime
Sam Rubin was a person.
He was a person, and I'm not going to say anything good or bad about the guy. But definitely surprising. I mean, it was part.
You should redo this tribute at the Apple Pan later today.
Listen, I feel terrible that the guy lost his life.
I know.
You know that. I'm not gonna. I'm a human. That I think
Are you?
I didn't. His style of journalism, which is a lot of people's style of journalism, which is like a.
Yeah, he's just a regular guy.
Yeah, it's a lot of whatever. He was there for a long time. Mm-hmm. I never knew in L.A. without Sam on TV.
I know, yeah. He was iconic in the sense that everybody knew him and everyone had, a memory of him that they've been sharing this weekend. I think it lasted all weekend, just all of the things that were coming through.
Allie, they claim on the text line that he was credited with creating the cupcake sandwich. That's why you saw all the pictures of that.
I know why.
Okay.
I watched it.
Okay, well, they claim that he's the inventor of the cupcake sandwich.
I know, but I'm just saying of all the things that he did on KTLA, it's I don't know, for some reason, because of the way it happened, I was like, whoa, this is the first thing they're posting about?
Right.
It kind of seemed like a strange
I get it.
thing
I know.
to go
You
with.
think everyone's going to give you, like I've always said, you should have, like you have your favorites
or like
and your
him in an emergency situation. I don't know. I guess there were so many other things I would have thought that they would have spotlighted. Everyone
have one picture ready to go that if for some reason you have an untimely death, you choose your picture. It is maybe not you shoving a cupcake in your mouth.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you. All right. Award shows have had an identity crisis for a while now, and it seems every year viewership goes down. The Oscars seem to be coming back a little bit, but the MTV Movie Awards are probably one of the least watched, least cared about, and it seems MTV agrees because they said they're announcing No MTV Movie Awards this year. It's canceled, but they said, don't worry, it's going to be back next year with an updated format. And I think the updated format is going to be It's Gone Forever.
Oh, you think they're just saying that so they don't...
I think that they're trying to reassess, and they're like, it'll be back in 2025, but I don't really feel like... I think in a year they're going to be like, all right, guys, what are we going to do differently this year that's going to bring it back? And if they don't have a good plan, they're just going to say no.
Yeah, if you can't get Kevin Hart or Dwayne The Rock Johnson, then why even bother?
Exactly.
You know?
Or Jimmy Kimmel. All right, there's nothing quite like graduating college and feeling proud of yourself and then going, oh my God, I have to get a job. What does the future hold? And as commencements are happening all over the place, there's this new crop of people entering the workforce. And employers are giving just an early PSA to all the new people out there applying for jobs. Do not use cover letters using AI. Because that's what a lot of people are doing right out of college, is they're like, all right, now that I've had my graduation, I'm just going to go ahead and type into ChatGPT, write me the perfect cover letter. And apparently all these employers are getting the same exact cover letter.
It's great.
It's like worded the same. And they're like, okay, this is, guys, use it as a tool, but don't use it as your main... You know, like that shouldn't be the number one thing you're using to get a job.
But aren't all cover letters kind of the same, regardless if they're written by robot or human? Aren't they all kind of like, I'm really excited to get out there and prove my value and blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, but that's the point of doing a good one, is that has to stand out above the other ones. And
I
if
guess.
You're just doing the same exact word-for-word cover letter.
God, I hated that. I mean, I hated the whole
I
concept.
also thought that was kind of gone anyway.
Of applying for a job. Oh, it's just terrible. Everything you have to do. You have to take whatever you've done, which is usually not that great, and try to figure out how can I change all the words to make it sound more impressive.
Well, it's the worst question of all. Tell me about yourself. It's just a terrible... No one can answer it well.
Yeah. Well, anyway, congratulations. It's going to be really hard to get a job. I just saw they're laying off a bunch of teachers, and teachers is like the job that, I feel like there's always a shortage of teachers. Saw some crazy story over the weekend. Says it's going to be a mass layoff of teachers.
What?
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought we just needed a ton of those.
That's what I can never figure out. We're a shortage of them, and then lay off the ones we got. I mean, it's like anything else, because they can get new, young, hungry ones for cheaper than the ones that have been around for a while.
The world famous KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ.
KROQ Klein Alley Show. We got your news now, then we get into a brand new hour, Disneyland tickets upcoming, and more. But first, what's happening in the world?
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. All news, no snooze.
All right, commencements have commenced. Commencement speakers are doing their speaks, and usually that means controversy of some kind. And this morning it is about Jerry Seinfeld. He was speaking at Duke, and people started walking out during his speech. Now, he didn't say anything specifically to prompt this, but they were some pro-Palestinian protesters who were trying to interrupt the speech. Jerry wasn't saying anything specifically about the conflict, but he is Jewish, and he has said some things supporting Israel in the past when the Hamas attacks happened. So they were trying to interrupt the speech, and then the crowd kind of took the room back and started chanting, Jerry, Jerry. And at the end of it, he was able to get through it, and he had 3 rules on how to be successful. And number 1 was bust your ass. Number 2 was pay attention. And number 3 was fall in love.
That's the thing I was trying to say earlier. I couldn't remember. Fall in love. That's right.
what you were trying to say from Jerry Seinfeld's speech?
Yeah, because he was saying it doesn't, mean to traditionally fall in love in the sense of like find your soulmate and fall in love.
Fall in love with a craft
whatever it
or a
is you're
thing.
into, fall in love with it. Love it so much. Love even the bad parts about it, but love it. And then everyone's just doing things now for money. It's like, will this get me rich? Can I get rich doing this? And probably in retrospect, I should have gone into a career that would have paid better money. I think about that now all the time.
If I ever speak at a commencement speech,
I will talk about all the regret I have.
Don't do what you're passionate about.
Yeah,
Just do something on the level that'll get you through it.
Yeah, everyone always said, do the thing you love and you're passionate about, the money will come. And I got news for you. I'm living proof. That is not true. I should have gone and done finance like all my other friends that were doing these boring jobs that are now doing great.
Oh, my God. You would suck at finance.
I would be terrible at it. But they seem to have figured it out. And some of my dumbest friends are now, buying their fourth house or whatever.
Wow.
Because they got in
And
the
you have no
finance.
houses.
I have 0 houses.
You just moved.
Yeah, but who's having more fun, dude?
They
those,
are. They are.
No way, dude.
Omar, they
those
are.
careers sound soul crushing.
Yeah,
yeah.
they
You
do.
see all the fancy houses, the fancy cars, but that career sucks.
And that's when they start cheating, and they got problems, and they don't talk about them because they're miserable underneath, and they don't want to tell anybody.
Let me tell you what looks fun. I have a buddy the other day, I swear to you. I'm not even making it up. He sent me a picture of a boat. I thought it was from a music video. It was a big yacht, all right? I said, oh, that's crazy. Where'd you see it? He goes, see it? I just bought it. He goes, you want to go on it? I said, I don't even think I want to go on it. I'll be so mad the whole time if I'm on your boat.
So because it's your friend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, but you get to enjoy the fruits of his labor.
No,
Come
that's
on,
better
do
than
it.
owning a boat is
Yes.
just knowing somebody who owns a boat, and you can just go on the boat.
I don't want it.
And
know
then
what?
you can walk away from your problem.
I want to go to my friend who still lives in a studio on a beanbag chair so I can feel better about
You
myself.
want to hang out on the beanbag?
Come over.
Not you, Jake.
Yeah, go to Jake's house.
All right, we heard so much about the eclipse leading up to it. It was the media preparing us months in advance, telling us where to go and what to buy, maps of how to see it. And then all of a sudden, boom, over the weekend, northern lights are visible. No warning. Apparently, this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. There was some solar storm that hit Earth, which made Aurora Borealis visible. And they said
It's
it was...
pronounced Thomas.
And they said that if you caught a glimpse of it, it was something to behold, and it was so special and everything like that. And I don't know why we made the eclipse such a damn big deal when we could see the northern lights and nobody is telling me and nobody's talking about it.
I was thinking about this exact same thing. The northern lights is so much cooler
Yes, the
Then the-
sky is purple.
than the eclipse. And the eclipse, you couldn't
The
even
eclipse,
see.
it was just nighttime.
Couldn't even see that in California. Most of California couldn't see the eclipse. Not, I mean, you didn't get a total one. The apparently the Northern Lights. I saw some pictures. They actually looked awesome.
Especially in California.
Great, I know. We really blew it.
And
We
then
blew
even
it.
in Vegas, I woke up the next morning to a DM from somebody going, "Hey, you should go outside. The northern lights are visible right now." I was like, "What? How did I miss this?"
Nice thing about Vegas is with those blackout curtains, there's no lights visible. That's my favorite.
It's 24/7 eclipse, baby. And
Yeah, I don't
there.
know what they use to make those shades in Vegas. I think they're made out of the same stuff the dentist puts on you when they do x-rays. But, man, those things are fire. I love those shades.
All right. Rent is getting higher and higher, and people are doing whatever they can to cut corners, like this woman who was found to be living inside of a grocery store sign. This was not in California, but it's pretty incredible what she was able to do. Because, at like Vons or Ralph's or whatever, there's that big peak at the top that says Ralph's or whatever, where the sign is, and there's like a huge attic up there. And she was living in there. She had a computer. She had her whole
Really?
setup. She had a Keurig machine. She was like living and working out of there for a good amount of time before they even figured out she was in there.
That's the friend I want to go stay with for a little bit.
Dude.
Feel better about myself.
You want to see my weird attic Keurig?
I'm living inside
behind
of
the Vons?
a Vons sign. I get behind that. All right, we get into a brand new hour of the show after Weezer.
Klein, Alley Show.
The world famous KROQ.
KROQ.
Rock, we're Klein Alley Show. Let's get to your news right now. Then as soon as we're done with the news, we give you tickets to Disneyland. Not one, not two, not three, but four of them. We'll do that all week long at 9, noon, 3, and 6 here at KROQ. So be ready to be caller 20 after this.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. All news, no snooze.
All right, if you're still just waking up, here's some news for you. Steve Buscemi got punched in the face with a rock in New York.
Jesus.
And now, so this happened in New York actually a while ago. There have been a bunch of random attacks happening, people getting punched or attacked with random objects. Steve Buscemi is the latest victim of this.
Well, remember Rick Moranis got it early. Remember that was like the first one. These random celebrities are just
Yes,
getting
well, another
approached and
one
punched.
that didn't seem very random is another big actor from Boardwalk Empire got hit with a rock on his neck. So it's like,
Oh yeah, that guy.
yeah, I forget
he's
his name
in,
offhand, but he's like
He's
one
in
of the
Your
main.
Honor too. He's good.
He's one of the main characters in Boardwalk Empire, and so Steve Buscemi, and they both got attacked with rock wielding people. But Steve Buscemi's okay. He was bleeding from his eye, and what I did not know was that apparently one of Steve Buscemi's old jobs was as a firefighter in New York, and I saw the
Oh, yeah.
picture of him, and he was hot.
Steve Buscemi was hot.
Dude, look at this photo. He looks hot in this picture. I've been like kind of amazed.
I mean, you're a gay lady, so it's kind of hard to get your gauge on
Yeah,
what's a
but
hot
look.
dude. Let me see here.
He's attractive.
I mean, compared to modern
Like, he
day
still has
Buscemi.
huge bags under his eyes, but
Yeah.
still, this is a very attractive picture of Steve Buscemi, and his mouth's not open, but still,
I love that guy. That guy can do
he's
no
the
wrong.
best.
He's funny. His greatest role ever was probably in Billy Madison, but he's been good in pretty much everything he's ever been in. Fargo, and to think he's one of those guys that I feel like is almost like Paul Rudd, like National Treasure style. Like, who would go up and punch Steve Buscemi?
I know, and I feel like he would have played a character, played a character like a
would've
guy
gone up
that
and
one that
punched
hit him.
someone.
Yeah,
he would. Yeah, he would have been the guy that went up and hit him. But yeah, it's anyway. He's okay. Thoughts with you, Steve Buscemi?
Yeah, and hopefully that they still haven't found this person. They have a picture of him, and he's some like ripped ass guy in a blue T-shirt and like Adidas pants. Like he doesn't seem like a random crazy homeless guy. He seems like a guy who was on a mission.
Do you think that he likes the fact that like he goes and if it's the same guy that's attacked the others, like he likes the idea that every day there's like, oh, everyone's talking about it. Someone
He's
punched.
like, I got to get a different object this time because they'll
Sucker
talk
punch.
about it.
I don't get it.
I don't
Not
know.
Steve Buscemi. Wrap that man in bubble wrap. Keep him safe.
So I'm technically a millennial, and when it comes to a millennial's reputation around money, the general consensus is that they're broke, right? They're the ones that have all the college debt. They don't have money to buy a home. But now, all of a sudden, according to a new report, in the last 4 years, millennials have doubled their wealth, and now they are on track to be the richest generation in history. And there's a few reasons for this. Number one, COVID was somehow really good for millennials. Like, when COVID hit, only 4% of millennials owned homes, and now over half of them do. So in the last 4 years, they were all able to buy houses. And then the other part of it is everyone has a side hustle now. A third thing is that the silent generation and the boomers are all starting to die off and give their inheritance to the millennials.
That's the real
So
reason.
that's the other bonus that they're getting is all this wealth that they had inherited from the previous generation. But I don't think our generation is going to be the ones passing that on to the next generation, if that makes sense.
I'm going to tell you why for real, though. The GameStop thing. You know, remember that happened? The big GameStop
I
stock
got a
thing?
text about it this morning
Yeah.
because I got out and they were like, I
Happened
hope you
again.
stayed in
Yep.
because now it's like
Jump-
up again. But yeah,
Jumped
stock
up
is a
like
big part of it
70%.
because
if you can figure out how to game the system, and that could be through crypto or whatever, shorten stocks, that's something that like that generation is more likely to do.
And I think that generation finds more value in learning about that versus like real estate. You
Right,
know, like the
right.
boomers were like, you got to own land.
Yeah.
And I don't think millennials really care about that as much.
Yeah, well, God, I'm jealous. They figured it out.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So fast food prices are going up. Of course, that's the result of the minimum wage, and everyone's been complaining about it. We did fast food prices right last week, and I believe a general, like, burger, fries, Coke can run you $10 to $15 now, whereas it used
Well, we
to be
saw just a bacon cheeseburger from Five Guys. It was $17 just for the hamburger.
crazy. So now McDonald's, and I would imagine some other fast food places are going to follow suit and start offering this. They're offering now some cheaper menu items that you can expect soon. One of them is that they're doing like a $5 value meal where you can get a McChicken or a McDouble and fries and a drink for $5. And the current McChicken sandwich just by itself is more than $5.
Yeah.
So if you can get the fries and the Coke for $5, then maybe people will come back to the
What
fast
size
food.
are the fries and Coke?
I'm sure they're all tiny.
It's three.
Yeah,
it's
that's-
French fries and a thimbleful of Coke. Is what
Free
you get.
French fries.
Free French fries.
Everyone.
Hey guys,
It's worth it.
we shouldn't be here today. I would just say
I'm
right now.
amazed we've gotten this far.
We shouldn't be here. We should have taken a personal day or mental health
We
or something.
shouldn't be here.
But here we are. Thanks for watching some of our radio show. We've got to get these cameras back to Best Buy before the 30 days runs out. So in the meantime, you can check out our radio show, which is available to listen to every day live on KROQ or the podcast.
Yes, if you download and subscribe to the podcast, you can save a morning show in need.
That's us.
We're very much in need. We're thirsty. Thirst trap.